Job interview this week, and your mind goes completely blank? You open 10 tabs, watch random YouTube videos, and after 2 hours, you still don't know what you'd actually say in the room. I've been there. But there's a much easier way now. In this video, I'll show you a simple AI system you can use in under an hour to prepare, so you can predict most questions and walk in with clear, tailored answers instead of vague ideas. Hi, I'm Natalie Green. I use generative AI tools every day for work and life. And on this channel, I share practical ways to use AI in your career. Today, I'll walk you through how to research any role with AI, the most powerful interview prompts, realistic mock interviews, and how to use the STAR method to sharpen your answers. But here's where it gets interesting. Most candidates prepare the wrong way. They memorize their resume and hope for the best. Strong candidates start by understanding the company and the role first, and AI makes that part almost effortless. So let's walk through a real example together. You found a digital marketing specialist role at Fidelity on LinkedIn. You read the posting, you applied, and a few days later, boom, you get an interview invite from HR. Great news! And now the mild panic begins. But there's no need to panic. As I mentioned earlier, the first step is to understand the company and the role. I'm going to give you the exact prompt you can paste into ChatGPT to get a clear summary of the company in seconds. Here's the exact prompt I use when preparing for an interview. Provide an overview including the mission, vision, and core values, what they're known for, their target customers, market and main competitors, recent initiatives, strategy, or focus areas, themes that might matter to a candidate interviewing there. In this example, we will be researching Fidelity. Within seconds, ChatGPT generates a clear overview of the company, including their mission, core values, and behaviors. And when you look at this list, remember, these are things the company expects candidates to demonstrate. For example, if one of the core values is collaboration, be ready to provide examples of how you collaborate with others. The same applies to other values. Here's what no one explains about interviews. Companies don't just hire for skills. They also hire for behaviors that match their culture, and those behaviors are usually hidden inside the company values. We also get information on what Fidelity is known for, their target customers, main competitors, strategic priorities, and recent initiatives. ChatGPT will even identify themes that matter to Fidelity. And again, these themes are closely related to the company's values, which means you should prepare real examples from your past experience that demonstrate those behaviors. At the end, ChatGPT will also ask whether you'd like 3 to 4 smart sentences you could say when asked about Fidelity, so you can continue exploring further. This becomes extremely helpful for questions like, why do you want to work here? Or, what do you know about our company? Important tip: always ask ChatGPT for source links and review them yourself. You can also add this sentence to your prompt. Provide verified information only, include source links, and avoid anything unverified. This helps to reduce incorrect or speculative information. Now that you understand the company, the next step is just as important, and this is where it gets fun. Most candidates skim the job description once and move on, but many hiring managers write their questions directly from that description, which means if you analyze it properly with AI, you can predict most of what they'll ask you. So let's do that now with the same Fidelity role. I've copied the job description from LinkedIn into a Word document. Now I'll attach it into ChatGPT with another prompt you can reuse for any role. I have attached the job description for a digital marketing specialist role. Check it and let me know what key qualifications this company will be looking for based on the job description. Any other important themes to consider about the role? How a candidate might position themselves effectively? Now ChatGPT breaks down the job description and identifies the key responsibilities for the role, the most important qualifications, nice-to-have skills, and underlying themes behind the position. Now here's the good news. Once you see these themes, you're no longer guessing what the interviewer wants to hear. You're preparing answers that directly match the role. In our example, we learn the company is looking for someone with marketing operations experience, strong performance analytics skills, the ability to track and analyze campaign results, experience with automation tools and AI. ChatGPT will also suggest ways you can position yourself effectively. But remember, adjust the suggestions to your own experience. Use your own examples. At this point, you have a very good idea of what the hiring manager will evaluate. For example, not only creativity, but also organization, system management, and execution discipline. And once you understand the company and the role, you're ready for the next step. Now we can start preparing for the actual interview questions. Most likely, you'll have a first interview with an HR partner, usually online for about 30 to 40 minutes. Their main goal is not to quiz you on technical details, but to see if you're a good fit culturally and professionally. This is the exact prompt I'll use in ChatGPT. Act as an HR recruiter from Fidelity, preparing questions for a first screening interview for a digital marketing specialist role. Provide 6 to 7 interview questions that help assess my professional background, motivation for the role, ability to handle challenges and teamwork, behavioral situations. Focus on questions HR typically asks during the first screening interview. Now you can see a list of questions including questions about your professional background and job history, questions to check your fit for the role, questions about why you want to join Fidelity, and a series of behavioral questions to understand if you're a good cultural fit and how you communicate under pressure. Basically, it's everything you hope they won't ask when you haven't prepared. Most HR partners will expect you to structure your answers using the STAR framework. STAR stands for situation, task, action, result. Situation. Set the scene. You can say, 2 months ago, our campaign was tanking. Task. Your role. For example, and I was responsible for turning metrics around. Action. What you did. I A/B tested 3 ad variations and shifted budget to video. Result. The outcome or your win. Traffic doubled in 3 weeks and we beat our KPI by 20%. It's like giving them a movie trailer of your career. Short, exciting, and ends with you saving the day. Use it and you sound polished without sounding rehearsed. My tip when preparing and rehearsing your responses: keep them concise. No 10-minute life story. Show real interest in the role and the company. Clearly demonstrate the skills they've highlighted in the job description, and weave everything into the STAR approach. Now that we've stolen HR's question list, let's have some fun and do a mock interview with ChatGPT. So your first attempt isn't in front of a real human. Now let's see how AI can grill you like real HR, then instantly fixes the weak spots. This changes everything. This is my prompt. Act as an HR recruiter from Fidelity conducting a first screening interview for a digital marketing assistant role. Ask me interview questions one by one and wait for my answer before asking the next question. First question. Tell me about your digital marketing background. You can type your answer or switch the mic here and record it. Sometimes recording is even better as you'll observe how you talk. So your answer might be, I have 3 years of experience working in digital marketing in different companies, and I worked on many campaigns including product launches and online campaigns. Next question. Tell me about a campaign you're proud of. You might say, digital product launch, coordinated assets, tracked metrics, tweaked targeting, beat sign-up goals. Next question. Why Fidelity? You can mention you heard good things from a friend and think it's a good fit for your skills. The interview can go on and on. I strongly recommend leveraging this opportunity. At the end, ask ChatGPT to review your interview answers and comment on what is good, suggest what could be improved, provide a stronger example answers that still sounds natural. ChatGPT will provide you with exactly this feedback and will suggest HR-proof responses, from generic to recruiter impressed, in seconds. Your turn next. Pause, copy prompts, and practice. My final tips. Stay positive about past roles. Be confident and authentic. Show genuine interest in the company and the role. Use specific examples from previous jobs, volunteer work, school, or university projects. Good luck, and thanks for watching. If you want AI to boost your career, please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs it. Next video, AI resume that matches any job description. See you there. Thanks.